Real good.
Good? Okay.
Allah Yahweh wa Yahushai.
The double honors to the apostles and the else great millstone. Salutations to the elect, pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Can you get Isaiah 14, read that chapter.
Isaiah 14 and 1.
Yeah.
Ostrich.
Yeah, ostrich, that's what it is, the ostrich. What? It's like my own business, right?
It's true though. They always wanna know. They always wanna know where you're at, bro.
I just did a video on women and all that.
Anyways, I actually like it, man. This is Isaiah 14 verse 1. It says, "For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land."
Where we are right now, no matter it be Canada, America, or even overseas there, we're not in our own land. Okay? And the Most High said he's going to choose Israel, Jacob, which is Israel, you Latinos, Negroes, and North American Indians, and he's going to put us in our own land. Our land is Israel. But Israel right now is infested with demons, man, and defiled with homosexuality, all types of madness. Yeah, absolutely.
But do you see homosexuality as a sin? Like, I'm a straight white male. I'm not gonna argue my point. It's just I'm not exactly agreeing on homosexuality. I just don't believe that that's demonic.
Well, see, listen, like, the reason why it's off is because you're not bringing forth seed. You're not.
There's artificial insemination.
No, listen.
Artificial.
You're not bringing. Yeah, it's
artificial.
It's not real.
It's artificial. I understand. I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm not a big fan of artificial insemination by any standard. I abide by nature's laws. I fully agree with you there. But in the same aspect, how long ago was which Bible are you reading there?
King James Bible.
King James. Okay, King James, 14th century, I believe it was.
Well, yeah,
Early 14th century. Okay, so about 600 years ago.
Yeah. So what?
What's your point?
Well, yeah.
Well, don't you think that we should adapt to more logistic knowledge of the future as we grow into a society? We're not abiding by King James Bible of living in the medieval age. We're in a civilized civilization of 2000. It's no longer the 14th century. We're in the 21st century.
Right.
So there's a little bit of adaptation that there needs to be a new Bible written.
So, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of the saying, nothing's new under the sun?
Nothing is
New under the sun.
I have not heard that saying, but I do like it. I do like it.
Because it makes sense to you, right?
Yes and no.
Okay, so I'll explain what I mean by that.
Okay. I got a few minutes, Vern.
The way people lived back then, by one point, was a lot more honest than the way we live now.
No.
Absolutely.
I disagree.
Absolutely. Let me explain you. If you were to do something wrong, if you were to be a homosexual back then, could you live being a homosexual back then that you could now?
No, because of the standard of society. The standard of society has changed.
No, yeah, the standard of society has changed, but it's gotten more wicked. It hasn't gotten better.
Well,
Life hasn't gotten better than it is back then.
Well,
You're right there.
But it depends. It all depends on what your values are placed on. If your values are based on easiness and an easy life and technology and all that kind of stuff, then this is the life for you.
But how does homosexuality correlate with that of an easy life?
Homosexuality is just one segment of that. Homosexuality is wrong without the Bible or with.
No, I disagree. I'm sorry.
So you think it's right?
I don't think it's right.
Okay, so is that a right or wrong? Which one is it?
There is no right or wrong. There is merely your opinion.
That's confusion.
Oh, that is not confusion, my
Yes,
opinion.
because if there's no laws to abide to, then that breeds chaos.
but chaos is the foundry of construction, because before you can build something, you have to destroy something. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're building a house, you have to destroy a tree.
So then how does that apply to homosexuality?
It's not. It's just a standpoint of you need destruction for construction.
So, okay, that has nothing to do with homosexuality.
No, it doesn't. It's the fact of, I don't
That's
understand.
what we're talking about. You're talking about homosexuality, right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong, though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
All right,
that's
man.
your opinion.
Yeah. Anyways, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we all know that today there's more diseases. People are dying of cancer, right? All of
Cancer. Disease is actually coming back because of anti-vax.
Exactly.
It's a psychological
Yeah.
disease.
Did you know that 50 years ago, homosexuality by doctors was considered a mental disease? Did you know that?
And that we've done a lot more psychological research on it?
To protect that.
No. Do you know who Sigmund Freud is?
What about him?
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, but what about him?
Did you know that your sexual desires are your repressions of your desires?
Well, hold on.
Yes, that's true.
But what's wrong?
Doesn't mean it's
So your sexual desires are being
Do you
repressed.
believe in God? Do you believe in God?
I believe in a higher power.
Okay.
Okay. So does this higher power have rules?
It depends on who you abide by.
By the higher power, does he have rules? Do you follow his rules?
Do the cosmos have rules?
Yes or no?
Do the cosmos have rules?
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yes, it does. You asked me if a higher being has rules.
Yeah, he's gonna eat it. But anyways, man.
If your opinion to believe that homosexual is right or
I don't
wrong,
think it's right or wrong. They're doing what they're doing. It's just like you guys preaching on the street. I ask a question.
If you don't think that they're right or wrong, then why are you coming up against us saying that it's wrong? Because this is our belief. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm just asking your question
You
on.
should just be like, okay, cool. You know, they think it's wrong. I don't think it's right or wrong. So therefore.
But you're the one preaching on the street, so I'm just asking what
No.
makes you think that it's wrong. Because
We're
of a
telling
book
you.
that's written 600 years ago?
We told you, and
listen.
you're coming against us. That means
I'm not coming against you. I'm questioning your beliefs.
listen.
I'm not trying to come at you.
No,
I'm
listen. Listen, okay? This is why we think it's wrong. If you put, for example, 10 homosexual, or let's say 100 homosexual men in an island, what's going to happen to them in, let's say, 3 generations?
Dead.
Why?
You don't even get a generation.
Okay, so then why is that right?
How is that
I didn't say
right?
it's right.
Is it right or wrong? I'm asking you right now.
That's why we're thinking
Is
it's wrong.
it, in your opinion, is it right or wrong?
It's neither. It's collected chaos.
Alright, bro.
Alright,
Take it easy.
yeah, man.
Take it easy.
Yeah, man, cool.
Nice
Anyways.
to meet you.
Hey, like it says this in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 29. It says, "Lo, this only have I found, that God had made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions."
One of those inventions is, what would it feel like if I slept with a man?
Animals don't even do that.
Yes, they do. Animal, there is no gay in the animal kingdom. No, there. Monkeys fuck each other. Dogs fuck each other.
Why are you still here?
Because you're standing on the street. It's a public space, and I
There you
can.
go. There's the demon. There's that demon.
Yeah, Well, here's a fun fact for you.
Anyways, so
Getting angry.
being
Oh, I'm not
upright,
getting angry.
our people, and the rest of the world have sought out many inventions. Being one of them, sleeping with another man.
How is that an invention?
Whether you believe that's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. The objective truth that is wrong, because anything that leads to extinction to death, to the human race, should be wrong since you're a part of the human race.
So God building Noah's Ark.
What about it? He didn't destroy the human race.
Yeah, he did. Oh no, my bad. No bad. He bred them out of incest.
No, that's not true.
Okay,
There was 2 animals on the boat.
Where
A
do you
man
get
and
that?
a woman.
Where do you
No
get that?
children.
Where do you get that?
Where do you get that?
The New Testament.
Where?
The New Testament.
Where? Bring it
Written.
up.
Do I look like I carry a Holy Bible?
Well, yeah,
I got the
bring it up,
Satanic
bring it up.
Bible on me if you
Okay, we'll
want.
show you.
I got the Satanic Bible if you guys want to read it.
Listen, we'll show you that that's actually not true. Even if you were told that, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that's wrong.
No, this is what I'm reading again from King James Bible, branched off.
Okay, but that's wrong.
Again from the Bible.
That's wrong. I get that, but that's wrong.
The New Testament is wrong.
No, what that statement you just sprang up.
The Noah's Ark built.
Do you want to know the right answer or not?
I'm trying to find the right answer. That's why I'm asking.
Then humble yourself. When I say that's wrong, let us bring out the right answer to show you that's wrong. Okay? Because there wasn't just 2 souls in there. There was 8 souls.
Noah, his wife, and the children.
No, Noah, his wife, his 2 kids, his 2 sons, who had wives.
So it's still bred out of incest.
How is that?
You know what? Okay, what's the definition of incest?
Fucking your cousin? Whether it's a distant...
No. Immediate family.
So it's okay to fuck your cousin?
No, if you listen, you have cousins 6 generations down the line that you probably walk by to, and you probably don't even know. You know how,
but with the concept of Adam and Eve, we're all related.
But it wasn't just Adam and Eve, though. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, there was Lilith.
No, people believe it was just Adam and Eve, and it wasn't. There was a whole bunch.
But that's
of
what
people.
King James Bible says.
That's the wrong.
Hey, you can't use your technology to write up. Yeah, you got to write out of your King James Bible.
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, he's using technology. He's using a demon essence. Come on.
Don't worry about it.
This is in the book of Genesis chapter 9, verse 8. It says, hold on, let me see that. You know, just to get the, so like, verse 18, or actually verse 17. It says, and God said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have replenished between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah went forth unto the ark, were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. And these are the 3 sons of Noah.
3 sons, okay.
And of them was the whole earth overspread.
Okay, so that's where they came from. Now, when you go back to Adam, go to Genesis, because it wasn't just Genesis.
I like this guy. He knows his stuff right off the book.
We both know it. It's right out of Genesis, and then you know which one I'm talking about. Where he went to find his wife.
Yeah. This is the book of Genesis chapter 4. Verse, let me start from verse 14. Now this is when Cain was casted out. It says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
So this is after the story of Cain and Abel.
Yeah, he killed his brother.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's about to get sent out.
And it says, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Everyone. So technically, if we're going off the logic, it's just Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, 4 souls on the planet. One's dead, 3. Why is he saying that everyone that shall find me shall kill me? That should already click into okay.
Because I don't consider everyone a person. I consider everyone, every living being on this planet.
Cool. All right.
If we're all not a subject of God.
That's okay. That's all right.
And it says, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him, him sevenfold.
So that's talking about a male.
And the Lord set a mark upon Cain.
So you consider a male.
Hold on.
Correct that. I just want to interrupt you for a quick second, if you don't mind. So when you consider a person, you're only considering man.
Okay, that's a whole different topic.
That's what you just said.
No,
I'm questioning your statement.
And it says, and the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any find him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch.
That is true.
So it's
there wasn't just Adam and Eve.
So exactly, where did Cain find a wife and knew her, which means had sex with her, and brought forth Enoch? If it was
succubus, Lilith.
wife.
The point is, it wasn't just Adam and Eve.
No, because Lilith existed before Eve.
We're not gonna get anywhere with it.
Okay.
Where is that in the Bible?
Lilith?
Yeah.
It should be in your King James.
Where? Bring it out. I don't know where it is.
I carry a satanic Bible on
There
me.
you go.
No, I've read your Bible. I got it sitting at home. I just don't carry it on me because the words hold no value.
It's alright, man. Alright, cool.
You dropped your glove, mate.
Cool. Anyways.
Hey, you dropped your glove.
It's alright, son. It's alright. He's
Go back to the video.
yeah, anyways.
Hey, so you only have 10 minutes to burn.
No, it's been about 6, I want to say.
Alright, man. We're just
You dropped your other glove.
It's alright, man. Don't worry about it.
God's bull's gonna blow it away.
It's alright. It says right here, the book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And
they haven't.
And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
So many people read the scripture and read the whole world as in the other nations. So Esau, the so-called white people, Moab, the so-called Chinese people, and all the heathens, everybody who's not Jake. The strangers is talking about is Israelites who didn't know that they were Israel. Because you have something that's called the Gentiles, which means the other nations, the heathens, and you have Gentile Israelites, who again are Israelites who didn't know they were Israelites. They won't follow. They were scattered. They won't follow the customs, and the traditions, and the laws of the scriptures. So therefore, they were called heathens or strangers.
It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
So we're gonna have servants and handmaids. That means we're gonna have slaves. Because guess what? The Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians were all slaves of Esau, which is you so-called white people. So what goes around comes around. The same thing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
We were slaves of you guys are gonna be slaves of us.
But to contradict that statement, do you know who built the pyramids? No, that has everything to do with your comment there. With you guys will have slaves. Do you know who built the pyramids?
Yes, our people did. The Israelites,
No,
when they were
you guys were in control of it. The Israelites were in control of the pyramids.
Anyways,
The Irish were the slaves.
There's black Irishes that are actually Israelites.
Yeah, I didn't say color. I said nationality.
But there's Israelites that are Irishes.
Yeah,
So they were Israelites.
yeah. So what's your
Yeah.
point? So what's your point?
that white people were slaves too.
No, we just said
Not
that
yet.
Irish. We
You
just
got
said
black
that the Irish
Irish,
were
and
not-
then you got white Irish.
You finish up Isaiah?
Yeah, that's allowed. Sorry. It says, and the Lord shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
That's right, man. So and that time's coming real soon, like a couple of years, like 2-3 years. Because if you look at the infrastructure of this society, it's crumbling. Completely crumbling. Which means the power struggle is reversing. And that's because of the Most High. Through Yahushua on down to the apostles and the brothers that are preaching this truth. Everything starts from the core to break down before exterior. So
It's like the feet of Babylon.
so right now, all we're looking for is to put the people that we were captives of in subjection under us. And that's actually righteous according to the Bible.
But in your aspect
And
of
it
putting the
says,
people
and it
that
shall
put you
come to
captive, they're all
pass
dead.
in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Because right now, man, we're still slaves. There's Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, we're still slaves.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Whether it be physical, it's even gotten worse now. It's more of a mental, which leads to the spirit. How much of our people have sold their souls to get riches? How much of our people have sold their souls to the society or to the so-called white man to escape the truth of their heritage?
But what I think you're
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give
what
thee
you're failing to
rest
distinguish
from thy
is
sorrow
the color.
and from thy
You
fear
think nationality
and from the hard
separates
bondage
us
wherein
when we're all
thou
human beings.
was made to
And
serve.
underneath God's will,
We're going through hard bondage right now, man.
everyone is. If you
We're going
live
through hard
underneath
bondage
middle
right now.
class, you're going through poverty.
And it
What's
says
written in your Bible?
that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor seized? The golden city seized.
But the
Lord
oppressor is the king.
has
It doesn't
broken
dictate
the
a nationality.
staff
It's
of
just
the
merely a
wicked,
king.
and
The king of
sepulchre
Babylon
the
fell,
rulers.
just like the prophecy's
He who
dreams.
smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
That's right.
He that ruled the nation in
king.
anger is persecuted and none hinder it.
That's right, man. So, Esau is losing his power. And, these Edomites, these devils know they're losing their power. That's why they're getting excited. That's why they're getting crazy and trying to get wild and getting a lot more restraint with our people.
I do
Right?
not see
Like
that.
last time they were
I
saying
fail
that
to see
brothers
your
have to have a
perspective.
certain amount of views to post a live video. That's all because of us doing the work prior to. So these devils are starting to show their true colors, man. And guess what? The rest of the world is seeing it. No one
Yeah,
wants to live in
how?
America. People are moving out of America because of the way it's run. And it's run by these banking families, which are Edomites, which are devils.
You should check out the
And it
Freemasonic
says
temple downtown.
The Lord,
You really
it
need
says,
to look into
it says the
Masonics.
whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break they break forth into singing.
Ain't nobody singing right now, and it's too loud out here. You got buses, pollution on a wide scale. The amount of pollution that vehicles give to this earth is something that we can't even fathom.
But
With all these new vehicles, every single day if you live in a city, there's always some kind of construction, some kind of building going on. Always some kind of chemical being poured out in the air, man. Nothing is peaceful in this
An
society.
electromagnetic spectrum is not even a chemical. That's, again, science, I guess. Call it paganism, witchcraft, whatever you may, but
And
science.
it says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
That's right.
You know, and the feller is what? You know, a person that cuts down trees,
Yeah.
right? And who does that today, man?
So they're into these hunting.
Everybody
so-called white
does.
people are into that hunting shit. Way more than any other nation on this planet. You're into that hunting stuff.
Always just killing
But they don't
shit.
cut down.
And you do it for fun.
Yeah.
You don't do it. You don't. You don't kill a lion, and there'll be no purpose behind why you did it. You just did it
For the trophy. They did it for the trophy.
so it's for fun. It's a game.
It is a game. That's what it's
And
considered.
that's
It is
wicked.
a game.
That's wicked.
For a sport.
I'm not arguing against you. I'm agreeing with you here. It is wicked. You do not kill unless it is necessary, whether you need to eat or stay
And it
alive.
says, hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nation. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and thy noise of thy vows. The storm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
You know, Esau actually has no power. The only power Esau has is the one that the Most High gave him. So it's a sword, which is the weapons that they have and their technology. But the Most High is taking that away from him slowly, man. But surely, and neither,
Oh, just like
they come up with new technology and new ideas for weaponry, and not knowing that they're building their own graves. They're creating their own weapons. You know, the different technologies that they bring out for these nuclear missiles are there to destroy their kingdom.
Yeah, like
Most
it says
definitely.
in the book of Psalms, you know, that when they dig a pit, they dig it for themselves.
They're for themselves.
You know, and that's just an example of what's going to happen today, man. You know, it says right here, the book of Psalms, chapter 7, verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head. Right? And it says, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pace. I will praise the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh, according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Most High.
Alright, I got two questions for you dudes. And I'm going to leave you alone.
And
So
it says-
I honestly go around doing this all the time.
And it says, verse 12 in Isaiah chapter 14, how art thou fallen
Who's the
from
best friend
heaven,
of the church?
O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?
Right. At one point, man, Esau was on top. You know, and,
So
and
who's
that was a wild.
So who's the
too.
best friend of the church?
America has been crumbling for like almost about 100 years now. You know? Now Esau is losing his power, and he's losing sleep over it. And, you know, these Edomites don't even want. It's funny because these Edomites, the higher echelons, the banker families, they want to destroy America too. But they want to destroy America with the idea of thinking that they're going to rule after the Third World War. That's the pride in their heart. So they're digging their own pit, man, not knowing that when they engage in the destruction of their own kingdom, their own society, they're going to wake up to shackles and chains around their necks and their wrists and their ankles. For slavery. Only nothing but a 6 feet pit to live in. Hole in the ground to live in.
That's right. And it says,
So who's the best friend of Christ? Who's the best friend of church?
and it says, for thou hast For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Not gonna answer.
I will
Who's the best friend in
exalt my
church?
throne above the stars
The best
of
friend is
God.
the church.
And that's why we never trust Edomites, man. Because in your mind, no matter how you show yourself physically, in your mind, you think you're better than everybody.
Aye.
Everybody, man. You Edomites think that's why you guys have so much pride. All you can tell. For instance, for example, it makes no sense for Edomites to be walking up and down in this land, knowing everything that their ancestors has done to the people who own this land.
You're fully aware that if I wasn't standing here, you would be
It's
interpreting
the
it
same
as he
thing-
reads the Bible.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing in America. You know, the Negroes, the Latinos, we built that place. But Esau gets the best of the best when it comes to that place. That's pride.
No, I've seen some African Americans, some Native Canadians
What's this?
that are full-fledged in there. You think it's a white man's greed, but it's not. The best friend of the church is the devil because he stood silent this whole time. That's a true gentleman, boys!
Hey, resist the devil, man. That's Esau.
It's amazing how unaware people are of the demons that rent out their soul. Rent out their body.
And it's crazy, you know. Like, they come up with a bunch of nonsense, and they wholeheartedly believe in it.
You know, the crazy thing is too, is like, how do you, like, some of the stuff they come up with, like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I couldn't even come up with that. It's really because we're not that wicked.
Yeah.
But it's like, that is like, you can just see, you see people, when you come in this truth, you see people based on spirits. Oh, yeah, it is, actually. It's almost a super swing too. Yeah, that's good. Hey, come by now, dude. Keep going. That's that, man. That's shameful. That's like that one scripture from 2 Peter's.
Yeah.
You know. Where were you over there?
Yes, like
It's all good.
like a sign, you know, it's like a lot.
Yeah, you did.
Like a new Going back to Isaiah 14, verse 13 now. It says, For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. You know? And that's exactly what's happening right now, man. Okay? Esau has his satellites, he has all these technologies. You know, and one thing that they said is that they want to prepare just in case there is like an invasion. You know what I mean? Which goes to show you that they know that Yahweh is going to return, man. And they you know, and they want to prepare for that, you know, for that war. Like it says that Michael and his angels shall fight against the dragon and his angels, man. Okay, it's talking about, you know, the dragons and his angels are these Edomites with their military mights and their technologies, man. You know, which they think that they're gonna have pretty much a chance to fight against the Lord. Someone that gave you understanding.
Yeah. Gave you the power you have.
Right? That actually told you, like, bro, what happened to Nebuchadnezzar, man?
Yeah.
The Lord had him think that he was an animal. He was out there eating with the animals.
He was the king of Babylon.
Right?
The king out there eating with animals.
Yo.
His nails grew out to how long?
Yeah, his hair.
His hair,
everything,
that
right?
was smelling like feces and piss
Right?
every day.
And then the Lord brought him back to his right mind, and he was again ruling.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Lord did it. So can you imagine why Esau thinks that he has a chance to fight against the
That's
Lord?
why, man, you Edomites, man, like, you can't convince us, like, the brothers who have the truth, the elect, you can't convince us that you're not a devil. Because for you, just by that logic alone, like the brother was talking about, for you to have understanding of the scriptures, because it's the only way you're able to tell our nation a lie, and the rest of the world a lie, is by knowing the truth. By you having the truth and still choosing to fight the Most High is the epitome of pride.
Yeah.
That is the epitome of pride. To know the truth and still do the opposite. And that's what's wicked. That's heavily wicked, man. That's why in your souls, no matter how much you guys try to hide the fact that, oh, that was 100 years ago, my fathers did that, and that wasn't me. Well, the truth talks about reincarnation, man. So that was actually you. And put yourself in a situation where Negroes and Latinos and North American Indians are just being their real selves. You're gonna feel your spirit boiling, because that's who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you hide it, you'll be like, yeah. In your spirit, you're thinking all this wicked shit.
Exactly.
Because that's who you are. You don't like when Jake is vibing and being them.
Yeah, and every time when we talk about slavery and so on and on, he still always wants to now include himself under that umbrella. That everybody's going to.
Yeah, everybody's
fuck out of here, man. Not everybody is living up like a so-called white man. Now, yes, you do have a few of our people who are up there, but compared to the elites, none of us.
Yes. Compared to the elites, and because if you compare it to you compare our people, because really the majority of our people are sold out. Yeah, and the 2/3, a good chunk of the 2/3 portion are living nice. But they're nice that they're living. It's like it's not even pocket change to what the elites are living like. 1, 2, they had to sell their soul to get pocket change.
Yeah, crumbs.
So that tells you like it's still not the same.
Yeah.
It's still not the same.
Yeah, just like how our people like to, try to include themselves in the shoes of like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah, right? Like these are our people who have sold out, right? But in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of the masses, in the eyes of our people, because we're so fucking broken down, they look good.
Yeah,
right?
Those people are icons to Israel.
Right? But those people compared to the people who pay them, nothing.
That's what no one ever thinks.
Right?
Like, I think there was one saying, it's like, Michael Jordan, like, I always wonder the guy who cuts Michael Jordan's checks. That's crazy, because someone pays him.
Yeah.
And he's a billionaire, multi-billionaire athlete.
Yeah, exactly. No. Like I remember you actually, I'm pretty much saying, that everyone thinks, or everyone wants to be like Michael Jordan, but nobody ever thinks about, I want to be the person that pays Michael Jordan.
Right?
Exactly.
The person that pays
Michael Jordan, right?
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. That's the perfect example of the difference of the people who are so-called living nice. Because guess what? Even those guys, he get let's talk about selling your soul.
Yeah. Like the one like in Apocrypha.
Whatever one I think there's one in the scripture in the Bible, but whatever one that talks about selling your soul and losing.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah.
Both of them are good anyways. But the funny thing is, these guys that are living on the top and are so-called living out good lives on the screen, on the movie screen. See, the thing is, Jake doesn't take in the fact that you're only seeing what they want you to see. Why in the world would they show you the demons that they deal with outside the studio or outside the cameras? And you know what, man? Some of the 2/3 of Israel that are living nice have shown the demons that they deal with outside of the fame and outside of the fortune, and it's crazy. Like I remember, what's her name? Katy Perry was talking about. I watched a video on Katy Perry and her life and everything that she does a while ago. We're into the Illuminati shit and stuff like that. And Katy Perry doesn't like to go anywhere with any mirrors around in the building. If she has mirrors in the building, it's because there's other people around her. But if she's alone in a building or in a room and there's mirrors, she doesn't look at those mirrors. That's a funny thing, because the eyes are a window to the soul. That tells you everything. When I heard that shit, even back then I wasn't in the truth, and I heard that shit gave me goosebumps. I'm like, yo, that's weird. Why are you scared to look at yourself in the mirror? There must be demons that you're dealing with that you don't like to deal with.
Yeah. And they don't like to see themselves as well, because they're ashamed of
of what they've done and who they are.
Who they are, exactly, to get the riches that they want.
Exactly.
And it's funny because once you sell your soul, you can't get it back, right? And the thing about it is that before you sell your soul, it's what you want, right? But then after you get it, regardless of how much money and riches and fame you get in this world, you can never look at yourself the same again.
No.
That's why what's his name? J. Cole. He came up with that song. She don't want to be saved.
Yeah,
He was talking about himself.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. So it goes to show you. And I remember even just watching on YouTube, he was pretty much talking about how that's what we think the celebrity life is not what it is. And he said that he would kill to be on that side again. You know what I mean? Because you have a lot of people who were screaming and stuff, and he was sitting there talking. He's like, man, I remember when I was poor, man. I wish I could go back to that, man.
Those days were more simple.
Exactly. Because what you guys think, but that's the thing, right? Though he gave that speech, people still fucking want to beat him, man.
Well, you know what's crazy, man? Jake, that's poor, will hear that and be like, man, fuck this nigga.
Yeah.
He was talking about he has all this money and he wants to be in my seat.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah. Rather the proper inquiry would be, why does he want to be in my seat?
What did he do?
What did he do?
Or
exactly.
why doesn't he like it?
Yeah.
What goes on behind the scenes?
Yeah. And and Jake, really, it's not like Jake doesn't know that. The question that they have those kind of questions, but they don't want to question those. They don't want to ask those kind of questions because those kind of questions lead to answers that they don't want to hear.
Exactly, because
they don't want to hear that. Yeah, they don't want to hear that. Maybe it is your judgment in life to be in this position until Yahushua comes. They want to hear that. That's why they hate us when they come up here, man. Our people hate us because we tell them. Some of them they have to deal with the fact when they come and listen to us. They have to deal with the fact that, yes, there's on one side there's hope coming, but until that hope comes, and even though we say it's coming soon, to them it's like a long time. Soon is a long time. They still rather do all the type of nonsense that they're doing and wait that way.
Yeah.
Do wicked things while you're waiting instead of doing righteous things. Right?
This is the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man that he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
That's right, man. Because even thinking that's what they call that what's it called when you ask a question that you don't need to answer? You know what I mean? Anyways, it's a question that I already have the answer to it. What's going on, man?
Chill, man. Chill. Oh, yeah. Great. What's up, man?
Just finished work?
Are you guys back to this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, yeah.
Never stop.
For winter.
Yeah. No, never stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you guys just started again. Oh, it's nice out.
Yeah,
oh,
we're here in
shit.
the winter too.
All year round.
Yeah? People come and question you and everything?
Yeah, more so in the summer than in the winter.
Yeah.
For sure, right? Which is fine. Because again, we're not here to force this on anybody.
Yeah.
If this resonates with you, then come listen. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
You ever get people to argue with you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, man. I remember that in Edmonton. They're like on White Ave. Always meet people just fuck around. You just get intensely arguing the whole time.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because there's something to be said about if I'm whispering to him right now about thieves and how much I don't like them, and you're a thief right now, you're gonna get a little offended.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So when they come up and get offended, we just know that something's going on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually, there was one time I remember I was walking by, me and Brad's guy points us out. He's like, both are going to hell. And then we were drunk and we went and argued. Like, come on, man. And it actually, we weren't even trying to be argumentative. We're like, yeah, what's that based on? He's just like,
in Edmonton?
Yeah. And he's like, have you ever looked at a girl and lusted over her? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, then you're going to hell. I'm like, that can't be. I'm like, that can't be the standard. He's like, no. And he's like, everyone's doing it.
Hey man, I did it, Dave.
You're gonna lust against your wife every day.
Yeah.
Your wife.
Yeah. So we sat there and then because we didn't even make it to the club. We argued too late.
How the hell do you have sex without lusting?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and that's another thing. See, you have other people who do the same thing we do, but don't represent what we believe.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's all different. I've heard the whole spectrum.
Right.
For people just being like, hey, do you have a moment? Let me tell you about this. You have any questions about this? You ever want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Sometimes just sat back and listen to it too.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm gonna have to come by some time and really attract people to chop it up and listen to.
Yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Try to get back there. I went with Rachel to church on Easter, and I was like, I hadn't been to church in a minute.
How was it?
It was good, man. It was great. I felt so good. Yeah, I felt so good. That was what was it? The night, Sunday.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
So I woke up.
yeah.
I woke up and I was like, oh, I should go to church. So fuck that
Yeah,
boy. I was like,
Yeah, man, you always try to find meaning in life. Yeah, absolutely. Just hope for it. Just hope that whatever they're saying that they're proving it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of churches that do business and will have people come in and prey on their fears and their emotions. Yeah. In the day, you have to pay up.
That was the one thing. So we went to I grew up Roman Catholic, so you go to Roman Catholic church.
Yeah.
We did the one University Park, the big ass, apostolistic whatever it is. And I was like, that's way too nice of a facility. I'm like, it's true. Have you guys ever been there?
No, I've seen it.
It's huge. And you go there and they're preach it was good. And then there's some screen pops up and they're like, you can text this number to donate or you can accept e-transfers. They give 8 ways. They give 8 ways to pay. You can text. Not a joke. There's they have screens up everywhere and they're like, yeah, here's 8 ways to donate. You can put the money in or text this or e-transfer or we accept I was like, damn. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. It's
a lot of times, when you look at what is presented, man, a lot of it sounds good to the ears, but when you really look deep into it, man, you gotta question these people, man. You definitely gotta question.
Yeah, man, that's why I really respect you guys for doing this, because this is the most intimate form of doing it, right?
Yeah,
nothing. Yeah, there's no money there's no money to be gained for it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just chopping up with people. This is the most natural way. And even when you look back, when you go back to the Bible stuff, this is how they did it, right? Just on the street, chopping up with the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You didn't have to sit there and be like, hey, give me, I'll talk to you, but then give me $20.
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what the apostles, did back then. And and a lot of them were put to death because they were offending people, or people were offended by what they were saying. And that's what happens here, man. A lot of fights, actually break up. It's because people actually get their feelings hurt because we're telling them the truth.
Even though we got no weapons, we got books.
It's just words.
You don't have to be here. You can leave, right? But it's just words. But it shows you, man. It's not the power of the word, but it's the power of the person who's saying the words. Right? It's the vibration you're saying it, right? You can say these kind of words. These words, sometimes we say the same thing that some of the churches say. Sometimes. But it's the way they're saying it that doesn't hold any weight behind it. Right?
Anyways, I'm going to the gym. That's been real.
Yeah, take it easy.
Going back to Mark chapter 8, verse 36. 36.
Man. See, show you technologies. They got 8 ways to pay in church. E-transfers. Send e-transfers to the pastor.
Texting.
That's crazy.
Hey, the scripture talks about how they were making merchandise.
I was just going to say that. That's the market house.
Crazy. And it says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world? You gain the whole, meaning you can have anything, bro.
Baddest women.
Yeah.
Tastiest food. The nicest rides.
Yeah.
The high brand name clothing.
And lose his own soul. So it goes to show you that what profit is there? There is no profit.
There's no wager for a soul. You can't. There's no wager.
Exactly.
You can't say, "Hey, let me give you my soul for this." There's no wager. Soul and energy. There's no wager of that. That's why, man. These people, when they do this, you see them when they first got famous. You see them 10 years later. You're like, wow, you lost your life. You lost your youth. Within yourself, your energy.
And when you sell out, right?
You sell out.
You do things that are out of your morals, right? That go outside of what,
far beyond
right?
your morals,
Right? That go outside of what you are spiritually created to be, right? And you can never get rid of the understanding, for example, if you sell out and you pop another man in the ass, you can never just one day forget about it, right? And that's why, a lot of children who get molested, boys who get popped when they're young, guess what? They go up bugged up
the whole life.
Right? It's because they can never forget that.
That's why they're always, that's why
they're so stripped away.
That's why they do so much drugs.
Yeah.
They do all those drugs to get themselves away from that thought.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, what they did to get to that top, that's why people like Wiz Khalifa, even Chris Brown, you look at him when he first came out when he was 16, with Excuse Me Miss, and you look at him now, you're like, yo.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
All tied up with owls and shit.
And eyes and shit. It's like, man, these guys, they did a lot of fuckery, a lot of wicked stuff to get what they got, and they can't stop, and the Most High is going to stop reminding them of it. That's the thing, and that's how they do all those drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is that they first start off being so-called innocent, you know, quote-unquote innocent, and you can see that they all go under that one direction of getting all tatted, you know, a lot of like a lot of
Consistency in the characteristics.
yeah,
tattoos.
exactly, you know, the characteristic, like, you know, there's so much like wicked symbols, you know, that they use.
Yeah.
Like you just see them all going under that one path. Man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Imagery, even in their music, they'll say certain things. They'll have like subliminal messages in their music, and how and like sometimes the what's it called like if you hear like the tone of the song, you know, it's a dark song.
Yeah,
The way they play it,
yeah.
right? So
Exactly.
hey man, that's again, it's not it doesn't get any simpler than understanding that there's no wager for your soul.
Yeah.
There's no wager for it.
It's-
Jake lacks faith. That's
Yeah.
why they do that shit.
Yeah. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one that setteth his own soul for sale.
Yeah, that's so true, man. You know, Jake, you know, a man that's constantly never satisfied with himself is something you need to be wary about.
Yeah.
Because you know, you always want to continue to grow, but you have to understand that like growth also takes time. And someone who's like constantly, yo, what's the next thing? What are we doing? It's like, yo, this guy's gonna sell his soul quick.
Yeah, burn up.
He's gonna burn out quick. The covetous man. They're always jealous of what you got.
Yeah.
They're always eyeing at your woman or what you
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
Always looking at what you got. It's like, yo,
It's
what
also
would you
comparison.
do? Yeah, the comparison.
That's the thing that women do, man.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And that doesn't make it okay still. Even with women. Because the scripture says, you know, talking about jealousy, you know, jealousy is actually, you know, a trait of a male
Yeah,
in,
it's a man's.
in righteousness.
Yeah, in righteousness.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't be jealous over another brother's woman. You know, that's jealousy in wickedness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it says, for such an one that setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. Your bowels are your morals, what you were born with, man.
Who you are at the core of it.
Yeah, your balls. In other words, too. Like if you chop that off, you're done. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what it's saying, man. Because they cast it all out. Guess what? They set their soul to sale.
Yeah.
Who wants it? How much are you gonna willing to give?
Yeah.
You know? You know? And it says back here in Mark chapter 8, verse 37, it says, for what shall a man gain? Salakia, for what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Come on, that's what I was saying earlier. That's the scriptures. There's no wager. What do you wager for a soul?
And it says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him shall the Son of Man, Yahweh Bashim Shai, be ashamed.
On that note, that the brother's reading, I was watching the brothers from New York, and you know that one like very all-steering guy who's always preaching, but he's angry every time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the one that
yeah.
wore you slick a lot.
Yeah.
He was talking about how you know you got brothers who have a problem with coming out here for a certain amount of time, and that's exactly what the brother read here. What did you read again? Read that one more time.
Yeah. He says, whoso therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words.
That's shameful, man. Like no matter what it is, or no matter what the excuse is to not do the work or study or do a video, it derives from being ashamed to a certain extent. Whether that's this much or that much, it's still shameful, especially coming out here. If you're making up excuses like, you know, we were always out here for so long, to not come out here, man, yo, that's why I get why the brother was so angry.
If you start thinking like that, bro, you gotta check yourself quickly. Like,
Real shit.
you know, like you gotta check yourself quickly. Like you gotta pray unto the Lord because
You gotta
Satan,
fast that moment
right
right there.
Satan will put these wicked thoughts in your mind.
Yeah, man.
And if you don't pray about it, bro, you're gonna continue to think about it to a point where you get comfortable actually thinking the way that you do, which is wicked,
Exactly.
right?
And it leads you to fall out, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you fall out, your torment is free until Yahweh Shai comes. Really, for a while, even in the kingdom, you're tormented a little bit. Can you be shamefaced?
Yeah. I remember one of the actors out there in New York, he did a video of the ex-elder of Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, that's sure that little
yeah,
guy who couldn't.
Yeah.
I remember that.
His name is
What is his name?
Element. You know.
Element, yeah.
Like Element, and also you know, there's another name for him. Little Indian.
Yeah, the little Indian you could. Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? But the one I came, you know, out there in New York did a video about him and showed two pictures of when that so-called brother was in the truth and a recent video that he just did. And bro, this guy is wearing this one hat. He got dreads. He's all like, you can see his eyes. He's bugged out, man. And he's just out there talking, you know, about, you know, this and that, you know, just confusion. Nothing. Literally nothing. He's just out there. You know what I mean? But then when he was in the truth, bro, he was sitting right behind the apostles in the Passover, man. You know?
That is a far drop.
That's
That's
crazy,
a big
bro.
drop. You know, that's like dropping from Mount Everest to the ground.
That's crazy, bro. And Apostle Gabar did a video about him today and pretty much talked about how this is an example of someone wanting to be or be equal to the apostles.
Yeah.
You know, and Apostle Gabar said he came into the truth 5 years after Apostle Tahar. He said, I can never imagine myself wanting to be over him. I'm comfortable where I'm at. And he said that Apostle Tahar taught me. I never taught him. So why the hell would I want to be over him? You know what I mean? You know? So that goes to show you, man, the difference between someone who is an apostle doing the work 100% into someone who wasn't even in the truth for 10 years. Okay? Wanting to be right next to the apostles, man. Chilling with the apostles, you know, talking about, you know, stories about him and one of the apostles, you know, chilling, you know, and so on. Like he had already in his mind made himself equal with the apostles, man. You know? But just the two images, bro, like that, that put fear in me, man. And like, bro, like I remember the day, right? I remember the day when he fell out, right? And brothers were making videos about him.
I remember that
bro,
too,
I was shocked, man, because I was like,
That was huge,
this guy, I personally thought very highly of him, man. You know, due to how he carried himself and how he spoke, you know, he was a very good speaker, you know. But that's nothing in the eyes of the Lord, man. The Lord can take you quickly because He sees everything, right? And that was tough, man. You know, that was tough. How the Lord can literally, bro, like I literally saw the dude's spirit just gone, bro. Like what you see now, he has no spirit whatsoever. Like the spirit of Yahweh was in him before he fell out, man. And now just bugged out, man. Like he looks dirty. His eyes are just like he has a very dark countenance. Like you can just see someone through their eyes and be like, you know, this person has a good vibe, right? His eyes, bro, through the screen, bro. Through the screen. I've never met him in person, but I can see through the screen like that would look dark, man. You know? That's crazy, man.
It shows the power of the Most Man. That's why there's nothing greater than understanding fear of the Most High. And that will keep you aligned. That'll keep you straight.
Yeah.
If you truly fear Him. Because honestly, that's why I believe, you know, they say faith is a gift. So is fearing the Most High. That's a gift too. Because that guy obviously did not fear the Most High, thinking in his head to make himself be like the apostles and put himself on that level. Yeah, he's only given to the elect. It goes hand in hand with faith.
This last verse here, it says, whoso therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
That's right, man. That's right. That's why we're gonna keep preaching this thing in boldness and with boldness. In the power of Yahweh Shai.
That's right. And it said, you know, this generation is sinful. You know.
Adulterous and
Yeah. You know, just like that one. What about Keaton my game here? I don't know. I think they were wicked back. Get the fuck out of here, man.
And you know, that's crazy, man. Like, that's a crazy way to see things for you to see someone be ashamed of you. Like, it's like me and you were talking shit about this group of people. Next day I see you hanging out with them, and I come in and you're like, yo, it's Akeem. Like, get away from me. It's like, yo, we were just like...
Yeah, we still were.
So it's like, Yahweh Shai's like, yo, you were supping with me.
Yeah, but now
talking about the downfall of Esau, and now you're being ashamed. Yeah, when he comes back, he's going to definitely cut you up in half, man. So with that, we're going to close up, and we're going to say, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. And salutations to the elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, the fears of Israel and Esau as well.
Shalom.